So sweet. Let's start today sitting down on your mat. You can be cross-legged on your ankles, whatever's comfy. And whenever you arrive in a comfortable position, just check in that your spine is straight. You feel your shoulders stacked over your hips. You can feel your side bodies in equal length. And feel the space between the hip bones and the bottoms of the ribs. It's getting a little bit longer, giving you some more space to breathe in the belly. You can let your eyes close whenever you're ready and take a big cleansing breath. Inhaling through the nose to fill up. And exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. And let's do that a few more times. You can inhale and get really big with air. Let this be a long and slow breath. And then as you exhale, let this be a slow exhale, letting it all go. And you can push out even a little bit more air, even when you think you're totally empty, pushing that breath out of. Let's do that one more time. So inhale to get really big, filling up completely, and taking a few more sips of air, even when you think you're full, just seeing how full you can get. And then as you exhale, letting it all go. Same thing, just totally emptying yourself, even once you think you're empty. And then just letting your breath return to its natural state, allowing your body to breathe on its own. Softening the forehead, softening the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. Let the crown of your head be lifting up so that you feel the back of your neck elongate. And let your tailbone be rooted down. Where you feel your spine elongating. And feel that triangle between your collarbones and your sternum just getting a little bit wider. Feel your chest be proud. And as you inhale next time, you can sweep both of your arms out and up, moving slowly, reaching up. You can interlace the hands and reach the fingertips even higher. As you exhale, just settling in here. And noticing if your lower ribs are coming open and just knitting those back under. You can inhale, release the hands from grasping each other and just reach them up higher. Then as you exhale, you can twist to your left. So your right hand comes to the outside of the left thigh and your left hand comes back behind you. So we're going to do something a little different that I saw. That's nice. So settling into the twist here, you can inhale, lift the crown of your head a little bit, exhale, twist a little bit. And then next inhale, you can bring your left hand behind your head. So the hand back behind you is behind your head, and then you're looking back at your elbow. And then as you exhale, you'll bring your left elbow to your left knee. So that's similar to what we've done before, but just a little different. So then inhale, you can come back up, look back at your elbow, and then exhale down. So you can just do this at your own pace, moving a little bit slowly so that you can really notice how this feels in your upper back. This is so good. You spend a lot of time sitting, driving, or at the computer. Let's do this one more time. And then when you're finished, you can end with your elbow at your knee. And then from here, you just release your hand from your head and walk your hand so that it's in line with your hip. The left hand's in line with the hip. And come into a side body twist, or a side body bend. So your right arm can rise up, reaching over. And you can be on your elbow here, you can be on your hand, just wherever is comfortable, just so that you feel your the right side of your body getting super long, then also reminding you of the left side of your body to be long as well. So you can feel yourself kind of leaning more rather than curling. And then we'll do that one that we already know. So you can bring your hand behind your head and right hand behind your head and look up at your elbow. And then exhale, right elbow to left. So you can notice the difference of those two exercises. Really good for your shoulders and your upper back. These are things you can do on like a work break as well throughout your day. Feeling tight. Let's do one more. And let's meet with the elbow back up. So you're looking up at the elbow. And then you can exhale and push yourself back to center. Let both hands come down and just pause in the center. Feeling big difference of the shoulders and the sides of the body. And then you can switch the crossing of your legs. So the opposite foot is in front. And let's do that all on the other side. So if you're ready, you can inhale the arms reach up. Exhale and twist to the other side, twisting to your right. So the left hand comes outside the right knee. Settling into the twist. So as you inhale, let the crown of your head reach up, feel the spine getting longer. And as you exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. And then your right hand can now come behind your head and look back at your elbow. And you'll notice it'll feel quite different on different sides. And then as you exhale, you can bring your elbow to knee. And just move with your own breath, doing it until you feel even to your other side. Like 5 or 6 times. And letting the breath guide the movement rather than the other way around. As you inhale, you exhale, you hold. And the next time your elbow is down at your knee, and just leave it there, release your hand, and then walk your hand so that it's in line with your hip, and take that side body stretch down. So the left arm rises up, bending on over to your right. And you can focus at first on just really feeling the left side of the body get super long, but then as you settle in a bit more, you can remind yourself to elongate the right side of the body as well. You feel length throughout the whole spine. Then you can take a peek down at your hips too and see that your shoulders stay in line with the hips. So sometimes you'll be way forward or way back. So just to get the most benefit for the spine. Everything long as possible. And then next time you inhale, left hand comes behind your head, look up at your elbow. And exhale, crunch down, elbow to knee. And really feeling that down the left side of the back. Moving slow with your breath. And just trying to keep your left sit bone rooting down. It's probably going to want to pop up a little bit. But just encouraging that to stay rooting down so that will increase the stretch. You feel your tailbone and your shoulders and elbow reaching in opposite directions. Just getting the left side of the back super long. I don't know if you can hear Bodhi because he's freaking out. You know, you can, Mom. All right, and then the next time your elbow is up, you can stay there, look up at the elbow, open up the heart a little bit more. And then exhale, release the hand, bring yourself back to center, and just pause. Feel the difference of the back, maybe shake out your shoulders and arms, if that feels good. And let's come into our tabletop position when you're ready. So meeting with our shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and your wrist pieces are parallel to the front edge of the mat. Fingers are spread so wide that you can feel the skin in between the fingers stretching. And feeling a suction-like grip with the hand. So it's almost as if you could have a little butterfly under the palm of your hand. It's like a slight lift in the palms. And you're pressing down in the base of the fingers and the tips of the fingers. And that can probably make no sense if you're not practicing that a lot. It's really difficult, but just aiming toward that. And then when you take a peek back at your knees, just see that they're right under the hips. You can eyeball it, and your toes are hidden behind the thighs. And just let the crown of your head reach forward so you really feel straight to tabletop. You can gently pull your belly in toward your spine, supporting your lower back, and just feel your spine as straight as possible. Through the tailbone, yeah. And then let's come into our cat-cow. So as you're ready, inhale, lift the belly, or lift the gaze of the tailbone. You get exhale into your cat pose, lifting the back of the spine. And you can feel free to ignore what I'm saying and just go for your cat-cows or your own pace. But I'll guide you through some different ways to spark this movement. So if you would like, you can focus on just the tailbone. So as you inhale, really see your tailbone lifting up. You can envision there's a string on your tailbone and on your breastbone. The breastbone is being pulled forward and up, and the tailbone is just being pulled up. And as you exhale, you can envision a string the back of your heart, and still on the tailbone, this time pulling your tailbone down and the back of your heart up. There's just different things to focus on. You can have some free movement if you want, back and tail. Rolling out the hips in circles. Teacher called this scooping out the peanut butter jar and like roll your ribs around. And just reminding yourself to stay with your breath, whatever movements you're doing. Allowing the breath to be the guide of the movement. And a really nice thing for the hips is to just bring your hips side to side, leaving the knees where they are. Stretch the outer hips. And start to warm up the hips a little bit when you're ready. Come back to your neutral table. And as you inhale, just extend your right leg back, the toes staying on the ground, and maybe pressing back through the heels so you can really feel the calf starting to stretch out. You can rock a few times, maybe. And then you can start to slide your foot so that it comes out in line with the hip. Your toes are facing forward, your heel is in line with your hip. And you can play around here so you can start to shift the hips forward and back. Another thing that's fun here is to slide your foot out further and then bring it back in from your lower belly. If you're texting me, I have my phone's doing the recording. Okay. You can just breathe into your inner right thigh. Linger in those areas. It feels extra juicy, extra good. Just do some exploring here. For about 3 more breaths, doing what feels good. You can spend longer here if you want. And then when you're ready, you can start to move your foot so that it comes outside of your right hand. So you're in like a lizard pose. We'll get deeper into the hips. walking the hands forward and melting the hips down. Yeah, so you get really deep into your left hip flexor. And let your heart come forward here. Feeling your heart coming through the upper arms. Awesome. We take 3 deep breaths here. One more. And then you can just start to slowly lift your sit bones back so that they come over your left knee. And just slide your foot back in that half circle shape, coming back around and back to your tabletop. You can sit back on the heels, maybe shake out the hands, shake out the wrists. You can also turn onto the backs of the hands. You want to take a counter stretch for the wrists, the fingers pointing towards you. And a really weird one is to keep your hands like this, but then try to make a fist. It's like really difficult. So the backs of your hands are on the floor and your fingers are facing towards you, and you try to curl your fingers in. It's like, it feels impossible. Great. So when you're ready, you can come back to your table and we'll do that on the other side. So you can start by bending your left leg back, reaching through that heel, and then just rocking a few times, bouncing a little bit, waking up the left calf, hamstring. And when you're ready, you can start to slide your foot so that the heel comes in line with your hip, toes are facing forward. Yeah. And then start to play around here, just like you did on the other side. You can shift the hips forward and back. The other thing we did on the other side, if you missed it, Mom, was sliding the foot out further and then bringing it back in. That can strengthen your lower belly too, and you just get deeper into that inner thigh. So yeah, feeling your lower belly be the one pulling it up. Great. Coming onto the forearms is really nice too. Oh, got it. Let's do about 3 more breaths, wherever feels good. I don't know for sure, but I think that this stuff we're doing right now is really good for your mental cycle. It helps me. So when you're ready, you can start to inch or bring your left foot to the outside of the left hand, coming into that lizard on this side. And just when your foot is here, you just sink your hips forward and down and lift your heart forward and up. So that you can feel a little bit of stretch in the shoulders and the chest as well. You're not concaving too much. And that'll just deepen the stretch on the hips. So really deep stretch on the right hip flexor. And 3 big breaths here. One more. And slowly you can start to bring your hips back over your back knee and just half circle that foot back around the way you came, coming into tabletop. You can sit the hips down on the heels and come into a child's pose. You can shake out the wrists here. You can do anything that feels good. And just surrendering for a few more moments. Letting the weight of your body be heavy. And as you're ready, you start to reach your hands forward even more, feeling the arms lift off the mat, and then drag yourself forward into sort of a table and just tuck your toes, lift the hips down or facing top. Cool. You can keep the knees bent generously in this first down dog, focusing on letting your spine be as long as possible. So feeling the space from your fingertips through the sit bones, reaching in opposite directions, getting long as possible, and let your heart reach toward your thighs so that you feel your collarbones expanding. And you can feel that sensation like your armpits could face each other, that wrapping. It's really good on. And let the weight be evenly distributed between both hands and both feet. Maybe having some movements, maybe bending each knee, maybe finding stillness. Letting your shoulders be in a neutral position away from the ears. So your neck is relaxed. And you can pull your lower belly in and up toward the spine. And feel the energy reaching up through the space in between the sit bones. So the sensation of an arch forming in your lower back comes up. And 3 more big breaths here. And then slowly, as you're ready, you can bend the knees, look up, and walk your feet up to meet your hands, and landing in a halfway lift, so tabletop spine. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do one more halfway lift. Inhale, rise up, your heart coming forward, and exhale, release. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand this time, sweep the arms out, and maybe just like back bend if that feels good. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Just take a moment to pause here, maybe set an intention before we start some more movement. Whenever you are ready, you can raise the arms back up, the body super long as you inhale. And exhale, lead with your heart, swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. Feel your heart coming forward, shoulders coming down the back. Perfect. Exhale, release. Plant the hands down, step the feet back, plank position, and hold this plank for about 3 breaths. Always option to bring the knees down. Just feel your heart coming forward, feel the heels reaching back, crown of the head coming forward. And then you can always come down to your knees if you need to. Just slowly bend the elbows alongside the ribs and lower yourself in one piece down to your mat. Inhale, lift your heart forward and up, baby cobra, chin stays tucked, spine stays long. And exhale, let it go. And keeping the hands under the shoulders, elbows pointing up for the ceiling. You can tuck the toes under and push yourself up through a plank or through a table, and we'll meet in our downward facing dog. 3 big breaths in your down dog, letting it all go, maybe sighing it out, maybe sticking out the tongue. And then as you're ready, you can bend the knees, look up and step up. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up. Exhale, swan dive all the way back down. Flushing out our systems. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Inhale, back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. You can do what we did before. You take chaturanga and up dog. That's in your practice, whatever. All right, and we'll meet in our down dog. Awesome. On your next inhale, you can raise your right leg back and up. And just keeping the hips square for a moment, feeling a really nice stretch down the back of your left leg. And feeling your right leg actively reach up, so it's an extension of the arms and spine. And then you can point the toe and stack the hips and bend the knees. So open up your hips now to the right. Getting that stretch deeper down the inside of your left leg. Maybe taking movements with your right leg or knee if that feels good. One more breath. And then next time you inhale, level out your hips and extend your right leg. And then exhale, using your cat spine, pull the knee into the chest, shift the shoulders over the wrist, and place the foot between the hands. You can use your right hand to help it there. Let your back foot come to warrior one legs, and let's rise up warrior one. So your back toes facing the front left corner of the mat. Feet are in separate train tracks, so your hips are facing forward. Inner thighs pulling toward each other. Even the outside edge of your back foot is flat on the mat. And you can feel your tailbone tucking down slightly, and that will increase the stretch in your left hip flexor. Great. And if you lift all your toes, you can feel the four corners of both feet flat on the mat. And if you can't, you can adjust your stance. So either widen it or shorten it or both. And get into the heart center a little bit more. So as you inhale, you can practice the arms. Palms face away from you, open up your heart. And then maybe you reach to interlace the hands with your left thumb on top, or you grab opposite elbows. So you can pull your fist toward the ground as you lift the heart up. Then as you exhale, humble warrior. Lead with your heart, just like in a forward fold. And try to bring your right elbow or your right shoulder on the inside of the right knee. You can always widen your stance if you need to. And feeling your fists helping you get deeper here. If at any point it's too much to hold the hands, you can switch to holding opposite elbows or holding a strap shirt. Yeah, great. So 2 more breaths. Right where you are. Feeling your legs be super strong here, just like in your warrior one. Nothing's changing with the legs. And then using your fists, you can pull your fists back and up and down, bringing yourself back up. Great. Release them, shake them out. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, bring the arms down, frame your front foot. Step back to a plank, move through a vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. Maybe fluttering the lips, just letting it go. When you're ready, we'll do all that on the other side. As you inhale, raise your left leg back and up, keeping the hips square just for a moment to feel a bigger stretch down the back of the right leg. Keeping that left leg active. Just an extension of your spine. And then you can point the toes, stack the hips, bend the knee. Nice big stretch down the inside of the right leg. Maybe some movements with that left leg. Do that on the other side. Two more breaths. And then next inhale, you can level out the hips, extend your left leg. And then as you exhale, pull the knee into the chest, cat spine, shoulders over wrists. Place the foot, or place the foot at the top of the mat. And your back foot comes to warrior one legs, rising up. Warrior one, other side. And just doing the same thing on this side, checking in with that alignment. Feeling 4 corners of both feet on the mat. Tailbone tucking down to increase the stretch in the right hip flexor. Inner thighs then magnetically drawn toward each other. Staying with the breath. And as you inhale, And cactus the arms, open up the heart. And then reaching for interlacing the hands with the opposite thumb on top, so the right thumb. Good left on the other side. And then just pulling the fist toward the ground, open up the heart even more. And exhale to your humble warrior. The left shoulder comes to the inside of the left knee. Awesome. You can find a focal point. You can always widen your stance if you're feeling too wobbly. And just do your best to totally surrender your head and your neck. Just let everything dangle. Feel this increased stretch in the left hip. Nice stretch in the shoulders. 2 more breaths right where you are. Strong legs. And the next inhale, you can use your fists to pull yourself up, back, and down, coming back up. Release the arms, take them out. And you can inhale, rise them up. Exhale, framing the front foot, step back to your plank. Move through a flow if you would like. I'll meet my down dog. Letting it all go. As you're ready, bend the knees, look up, step up, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, reaching the arms back up, maybe a slight back bend. Then exhale, hands to heart center. And pause here. Let your breath catch up. Check back in. Relax the face. Relax the shoulders. Feel the rhythm of your heart. Feel the pulsing of your hands. Connected now. Rise the arms up. Get nice and long. Exhale, swan dive and release all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, halfway lift. Exhale, let it all go. Plant the hands down, step back to your plank. Move through a vinyasa and we'll meet in the down dog. Next time you inhale, you can go ahead, raise your right leg up. Exhale, knee comes to chest, step it to the top of your foot. Your back foot parallels to the back of the mat and rise up, warrior 2. So getting deeper into the hips, feeling the arms, just an extension of your heart space. Your palms can be facing away if you want to get that bonus stretch around the muscles of the heart. And really keep your knee reaching toward your second toe. So it stays over the ankle. And feeling this wrapping of the hips so that your hip opens up a little bit more. Really strong legs and your inner thighs still feeling like they're pulling toward each other while keeping them in this position. Relax the shoulders a little bit. Great. Next time you inhale, go ahead and reach forward and then bring your elbow on top of the thigh just to rest. And reach your left arm up alongside the left ear. Extended side angle, getting super long. Keeping your legs the same as in a warrior 2. And then as you inhale, you can reach the arm forward and then bring it down. And then bring it back up and around. So some circles with that arm coming forward 3 times. And then do it coming back 3 times in certain directions. Looking up the shoulder. Let's see how it feels. And then once the arm is back up, You go ahead and reach your arm back behind you and use that to get you back up to center. And then flip your front palm and reach up with the right arm first, and then reach back to your reverse warrior, keeping your legs the same, keeping them super strong. And then from here, just slowly straighten out your front leg so you feel even more length down the right side of the body, your reverse triangle. And then using your lower belly, keeping that active, you can bring yourself back to center, arms to center, and we'll come into triangle. So maybe adjusting your back foot in a touch, and then reaching forward, and then reaching down, keeping your side body super long. The goal of this being to get every single limb as long as possible, not forgetting about the neck. The shoulders are equal, and the arms are equal distance, legs. Two more breaths here. Really nice stretch down the outside of the left hip, wherever you're feeling it most. And then start to cartwheel your right or your left arm so that's coming around and your arms frame your front foot. And just point your back toes to face forward, and we'll pause for a moment in pyramid. Focusing on your right hamstring, and maybe stepping your left foot back and up. So your right leg can be straight as possible, but not forcing it straight. It doesn't want to do that. Just feel the space between the right heel and the right sit bone, really pulling that right hip back. If you're ready, you can just plant the hands down, step both feet back to your plank, move to a vinyasa of your choice, holding your thoughts. Right, we'll even out as you're ready. Inhale, reach your left leg back and up. And exhale, knee pulls into the chest and left foot comes to the top of your mat. Feet come into warrior two, legs, and we'll rise up. Warrior two, other side. Just checking if you're aligned on this side, that knee reaching toward the second toe. Feeling this kind of wrapping of your hip to really open up your left hip. Arms, you can rise up your right arm a little bit on your back arm. So it comes level with your front arm. Maybe the palms face away. Feeling the strength of your legs. You can even try to lift the toes here and remember to activate the feet, letting the toes just be that extra grip, that extra support, not gripping too hard. And then when you're ready, you can start to reach forward with your left arm, and that elbow comes to rest on top of the thigh. Right arm up alongside the right ear, extended thigh angle other side. And remind yourself to push your right hip sort of down and forward to really increase that stretch. And then when you're ready, you can start to take those circles with the arms. So reaching forward, down, inhaling, moving with your breath 3 times in both directions. Just feeling yourself lifting up and out of your left shoulder as you do this. Great. And whenever you are finished, you can just reach your right arm back behind you, and then use that reach to bring yourself back up. And then you can flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, reaching up with the left arm and then back. The right arm can be reaching down the leg, it can be on the hip, and wrap around the back, wherever is comfortable. Just feeling the space between the left hip and the left fingertips is super long. And then go ahead and slowly straighten out your left leg to increase that to be from the toes all the way through the left fingertips. Super. long. And then you can use your lower belly, activate that, and bring yourself back to center. Inch your back foot in a touch, and we'll come into our triangle. You can go ahead, reach forward with your left arm, and then reach down, and you can't forward anymore. And get every limb as long as possible on this side. So really activating your pelvic floor here. You can feel your pubic bone and your 2 hip points. Imagine those could come closer together. Like we're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. That sensation. Awesome. 2 more breaths. And slowly start to cartwheel your right hand down, bringing both hands to frame your front foot. And then step your back foot in and up a touch so that your toes are facing the front corner of the mat. And we'll be in our pyramid pose on this side. Yeah, so just feeling this nice hamstring stretch on the left side, space from your left heel through the left hip, really pulling that left hip back. Letting your forehead and your neck fully release here. 2 more big breaths. And then as you're ready, you can plant the hands down, step back to your plank, move through your own vinyasa, only down dog. When you're ready, bend the knees, look up, step up, halfway lift. Exhale, release, forward. Inhale, rise yourself all the way up, stand, reach up. Exhale, hands on our center. Start to slow down, start to cool down a little deeper before our final pose. And we're ready. Inhale, slowly reach the arms up. See how long you can get. Really feel your feet reaching down, your hands reaching up. And exhale, lead with that heart, hinge at the hips, dive all the way down. Inhale, really feel the spine getting long from the tailbone through the crown of the head, top of the lip. Exhale, let it all go. Plant your hands down and step back to a plank. In the sense, staying in plank for 2 breaths. And then really slowly bending the knees, bringing them down to the mat. You're on the table. And then go ahead and bring your right knee behind the right wrist, and the right foot comes off to the left, so setting up for pigeon. And then you can tuck your back toes under and scooch that knee back a bit. It's just a little different way to get into pigeon. And then starting to walk your hands forward, so keeping that length in the spine, and then coming down. Rest. Use any props, on the floor, you can stack your hands. So we will take 10 deep and slow breaths here. Envision on each of your exhales, the tension just dissipating, leaving your right hip. Noticing all of that energy that's being used to resist this stretch throughout the body. And consciously soften those areas. So softening the shoulders, the forehead, the jaw. Let your stomach relax. The outside of the right hip relax. Let the inside of the right hip relax. One more breath. And slowly, as you're ready, you start to come back down to the hands, walk them toward the hips, lifting the heart, tuck your back toes under, just walk that knee forward inch by inch, and bring your right leg back to a three-legged table, stick it out. Right, you can bring your knees back to center and just rock your hips side to side, bringing them forward and down. Nice. And then when you're ready, you can just come into pigeon on the other side. You can do it the way you did before, or if there's a way that feels better for you, or 50%, you can do that. Just bring the left and forward. And then just remembering to keep some more length in the spine. So come on with the forearms first, walking them forward, and then letting the head keeping on this side away. If it feels different on this side. And 10 long, deep, and slow breaths here. And again, softening the forehead, softening the belly, letting the jaw release. Energetically, the jaw is connected to the hips. So by softening more tension in the jaw, it will naturally allow our hips to release even deeper. Relax the outside of your left hip. Relax the inside of the left. Let your shoulders completely soften. Being more deep breath. And slowly, as you're ready, onto the hands and back to the mat. Tuck that toes and just push that knee in so you can come back to a three-legged table to just shake out the leg. And then you can just put the back on your table, just cross your ankles over each other and sit the hips down. Find ankles. And best position ever. And yeah, you can bring yourself to the center of your mat. Okay, perfect. And bring your knees up and just grab your back to the knees. And you can slowly just walk your hands down the legs, or if you want to challenge your core, you can try to lower yourself down, whatever you're in the mood for. And then when you arrive, you can just adjust to being on your back. So you can take some windshield wipers with the legs, feet as wide as the mat. You can hug the knees into the chest and rock side to side. You can do both. Just fully surrendering the back of your body into the mat so that just the weight of your body shifting side to side is what massages you out. So the more that you surrender, the heavier your body becomes, and therefore the deeper the massage will be. To see if you can just totally let go of the tension in all of your muscles. Not right. And when you are ready, you can take some torso twists on the other side. You can gently shift your hips to the left and let your knees fall to the right. You can do any version. You can cross the legs over each other. You can extend your bottom leg. You can have the knees stacked. And just feeling the stomach release. Feeling your spine bringing out. Totally relaxing your stomach. Totally relaxing your hips. Your shoulders. Just letting the body surrender to this pose for 3 more breaths. And then gently turn your head to center. You can bring your knees to center. And then the hips shifting back to center. And just pausing and gradually moving to the other side. Hips coming off to the right, knees falling however they fell. The other side off to the left. Gaze can come over the right shoulder. And your stomach be soft here completely. The breath is traveling in and out of the stomach. Relaxing both shoulders, all the muscles in your face, forehead expanding. 3 more breaths. And gently you can guide your head to center, knees followed by the hips. Up into the chest, rock a few times. And then you can go ahead and reach the feet and arms up towards the ceiling. Totally letting go all the muscles, the legs. You just rest in the hip sockets and the arms rest in the shoulder sockets. 4 corners of your torso pinned against the mat. All the organs in your belly resting into place. The back body is almost as if your body was full of sand. And just picture all of the sand just weighing you down the back of your body. The back of your head, the neck, everything flat with sand. And you're ready. You can come into the Hatha baby if you would like, grabbing the feet, the toes, the ankles, the thighs, and rocking a few times. That feels good. Being still, straightening out one leg at a time, using both legs. Whenever you're ready, you can let the soles of your feet find each other and gently walk your hands the outside of the thighs and lower them down to the mat. Landing in a reclined butterfly pose. And you can stay here for as long as you'd like. This can be your final shavasana if you'd like. And at any point, And let the legs straighten. And come to your final resting hold. And once again, seeing that sand within the body. Watching all of that sand naturally sink to the back body. Laying you down, bringing you closer and closer. Your brain is resting toward the back of the skull. The eyeballs are sinking deeper into the skull. Forehead expanding soft. Jaw is completely relaxed. The tongue is relaxed. Your cheeks are relaxed. Neck, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, both hands, all fingers, all super soft. Flat. Collarbones are broad. Heart is resting back body. The ribs are completely soft. Allow them to relax. All the organs in your stomach soft, resting. The muscles in your stomach are lifted. Totally softening the hips, the pelvic floor, the glutes, only the thighs, the knees, the calves, and the shins. Ankles, feet, all the toes. And everything in your body, totally soft, heavy, relaxed. So you can feel the energy moving freely through all your energy centers. The root of your spine, you feel safe, secure. The sacral space, the lower belly and sacrum. You feel joyful and creative. Solar plexus, center of the belly. You feel confident and worthy. Heart center. You feel compassionate and grateful. The throat center. Where you feel deep sense of honesty. Third eye center. You feel intuitive and trustful. Finally, the crown chakra. Tip of your head. You feel clearly connected to the energy that is all of life. You are that. Allow yourself to rest the child for another minute. Really feel this healing process sink into yourselves. You're always welcome to stay for longer. When you're ready to gently come out, you begin by noticing the breath and consciously deepening the breath, calling more air into the filling up from the toes to the fingers to the tip of the head. Wiggling the fingers and toes, maybe rocking the head side to side. You take a big morning stretch if you like. And then making your way to a fetal position on one side whenever you're ready. Bringing yourself up to your seat as you're ready. Hands at heart center. And bow your head to your highest self and deeply thank yourself for this practice. May this continue to heal you. May this bring love into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.